Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing us a brand new video, and today I'm bringing us a Call of Duty World War II gameplay to watch in the background. I think I ended up dropping like 50 kills, so this one's alright. It's not one of my best. I have a better gameplay, I just don't think I recorded it. This is like, I don't know, one of my last games I played. I think this was the last match I had to play before the beta closed. So, in this video I'm going to be talking about competitive Call of Duty in 2017, 2018, because there's a lot of things like that are up in the air at this point. Not a lot of people know how competitive it's going to be because of the division system, and I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this yet, so I figured I might as well bring up the thought of competitive Call of Duty playing a little bit weird, a little bit different this year. So what I mean by that is the division system in this game does not work well with competitive Call of Duty. So let's say you're playing Search and Destroy and you need dead silence in Search and Destroy. There's no way around that. And the only way to get dead silence is to use the Mountain Division. So if you want dead silence, you're using Mountain Division. That's all people are going to use. I don't see any variety in divisions because you need dead silence in Search and Destroy. Maybe not every round. Maybe if you're rushing up, you're pushing shit, and you're playing really reckless, maybe you don't need dead silence, or maybe someone just has a plan. I don't know. You can always switch to your other division to get dead silence. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're talking the entire round, S&D is going to be a lot of crawling or crouch walking around the map, and just like Ghost. And this is not what Call of Duty needs. Call of Duty needs a fluid, I don't even know how to describe it. It needs to be fluid. It needs to work well, and the division system really doesn't work well with competitive Call of Duty because there's so many necessities, there's so many perks that you need as a competitive player that you don't get because of divisions. You have to pretty much just compensate and just sacrifice too much for each custom class. I don't really like that. I would be fine if it was like you could pick the traits that you needed, like one trait from each division. That would be fine. I would be totally happy with that because that would be a perfect class for me. I wouldn't need anything else, but there's no option to do that. Now, there is still a lot up in the air. We do not know which direction Sledgehammer Games is going to take the divisions in competitive play. We can just guess. We can only guess. That's all we can do at this point. They haven't released any real information on competitive Call of Duty, which is starting to worry me because I don't think they really have a plan this year. I think they're literally just going to take what they did from pubs and put it into competitive, and I'm not sure that's going to be good enough because these division systems don't seem to be the smartest idea for competitive. Anyone who is a competitive player knows how much shit you need on your class to win an S&D round or to win a CTF game. In CTF, you have to be quick. You have to be fast. Now, to be fast in this game, the only division you can use is Airborne because it is the only class with agility or lightweight and marathon. It is the only class that has that. It comes with a silencer, which is going to be very good for all OBJ game modes because you can get behind enemy lines, flank, shoot them in the back, and they won't know where you're at. You won't show up on the mini map. The only character you can do that with is Airborne. For Mountain Division, I believe, I could be wrong, I think it might be like one of their basic training skills, but I could be wrong on this. I believe the Mountain Division is the only character that is invisible to like enemy score streaks. I might be wrong on that. I believe there is a basic training skill which does that for you, but Mountain Division, the only division in the game that counters recon plane, which I don't think will even be a competitive kill streak anyway, so that's not too big of a deal. But no dead silence in anyone besides Mountain Division, that's going to be an issue for, I would say, most players. Most people are going to want their dead silence in S&D, or when you're running a flag in CTF and that flag is delayed on the screen, they can hear your footsteps behind them, they're going to turn around. So, I mean, people don't really seem to understand how important dead silence is in respawn. It's definitely not as relevant in S&D as it is in S&D, but it's still a very, very, very useful perk, almost a necessity at all times. And I feel like people are just overlooking that completely, because I don't know if you guys have used Dead Silenced in like GBs and whatnot, but it is the only third perk in Call of Duty that's even remotely useful in S&D, besides maybe Black Ops 3 with Blast Suppressor, Dead Silence, all that bullshit, because, you know, jetpacks. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. There's definitely some conversations that have been going on at Twitter. I got into a little, not a debate, but a little discussion with people on Twitter yesterday about how this would work. And this guy had a pretty good plan, a pretty good thought that I thought I would share with you guys. And this is a Reddit thread that he made. I'm going to show it on the screen so you guys can see it. But as he said, as all you know, there are no more perks, and if private match / esports has the same setup as public match, esports this year is going to be a little confusing. So I came up with an idea. Alright, so I say we get to choose 3 of any division levels. So say for one of my rush classes, I decide to choose just Airborne 4, increased sprint speed for 1 and 3 division levels. Then for the next, I decide to choose Mountain 4, Dead Silence for my second out of the 3 division levels. And for my third and final division level, I decide to choose Infantry 2, which is 3 attachments, making me have 3 perks. And also picking 1, maybe 2 basic training skills. I think this would be the best way to do this. Wide variety instead of being limited to both one specific division and basic training. Let me know what you guys think. Now, I'm going to give him credit. At ConflictMLG on Twitter. I didn't think of this idea too much. I kind of thought about having 2 basic training skills. I never really considered taking skills, or not skills, but taking the levels from each division character and putting them together. I think it's a really good idea. I think it would kind of balance all this out. I think it would make the game way better competitively. So I hope they actually take this guy's advice into consideration, because I think it's a really good plan. I think it's a really good thought, and I'm actually hoping they go through with this. I feel like it'd be really cool. Going back to that, it's kind of the same old perk system, the pick 3. There's nothing new there, and so it's not like anything like fucking new like they tried to do, but I think it's really the smartest thing to do for this game. I don't see competitive being very good without it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have for this video, guys. If you guys want to share any of your thoughts or opinions in the comments about what they can do with the divisions in competitive Call of Duty, by all means do that. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. So tell these motherfuckers I ain't playing no more. I'm drowning out my problems, feel my pain no more. I'm